What's going on, guys? So Mighty back at again with weekly Rust Skins videos, and as we can see, it is the new boat theme due to the new update with Rust. So the force wipe has happened now, and we now have some new boat monuments, and that is where you're going to be buying your ribs and regular boats, plus now you'll be able to craft some kayaks, and that is what this Rust item store is based on. So starting off with the clothing, we have something that I don't think I've actually even covered on this channel at all. So these haven't come out for over a year because I've been doing these videos for over a year now, and we haven't had a single set of burlap shoes released on the Rust item store since I've been doing these videos. What I'm going to say is I actually love these burlap shoes. I do use burlap shoes sometimes during the early days of a Rust wipe, but the only problem with the fish shoes is that I don't think many people really do use burlap shoes. You do get boots pretty quick, and you do get tier 2 usually on day 1. So that is the issue with what the burlap shoes are going to come with, especially when it comes to oversaturation. So the fish shoes currently are the second on the top sellers, and I've been checking it today and they have been up there all day. So unfortunately, I do think that the fish shoes are definitely going to get oversaturated, and this is going to become the same as the water distilleries and at the moment the fridges, because at the moment they're not meta. And I don't think that's really going to change. So that does mean that the fish shoes are definitely going to be a long-term item. Now, they are very unique looking shoes. They're also a good meme, and they're also center store price. All three things are what you're looking for in a skin. Unfortunately, it is on a skin that won't have very high demand. So at the moment, people are going to be buying them probably in bulk on the Rust item store, and as soon as it goes to the community market, people are going to start undercutting each other, and due to oversaturation, I don't think the supply is going to beat the demand, and we are not going to be seeing an increase in price for a while. So what you could do is place some buy orders on the community market for cheaper to be picking up these fish shoes as a long-term investment. These aren't going to be a short-term investment at all, in my opinion, just because people don't use burlap shoes enough. Although if you are looking for long-term investments, I do see the fish shoes being a good investment just because they are so unique, they are such a meme, and they are also center store price of $1.45. So for that reason, I will recommend investing in them as a long-term item, but as a long-term item only. They're not going to go up anytime soon, so just keep that in mind. If you're looking for short-term items, or you don't have that much money to spend, even if you buy play skins and then you're planning on selling them later, I still won't recommend investing in these, just because I don't think that the demand is going to be there for them once they come onto the community market. But I do see them being long-term investments. I could be underestimating how much the burlap shoes get used, but honestly, I don't see them used really that often after day 1 of a wipe. So it's going to be hard to determine what the demand for these will be once they go onto the community market, just because we do only have 2 other burlap shoes. But I really don't think the demand is going to outweigh the supply, and I do think these items are going to get oversaturated. So for that reason, I will recommend investing in the fish shoes as a long-term item, or I would recommend buying them off of the community market with buy orders to maximize your potential profits in the future. Righty, moving over to the kayak hoodie and pants. So these ones are going for $1.45, which is standard store price, definitely a good thing. Although the kayak hoodie does have 2 other hoodies that do look very similar to it already. So the operator hoodie is going for $1, 70 cents, and has 130 quantity on the market, and that does look very similar to it. And then there is the other hoodie, the CCSC hoodie, going for 86 cents on the community market, which has 64 quantity. So someone has picked up on this and made a meme out of it named Frost, and Teddy has posted it into the Discord to make us all aware of that. And in my opinion, I don't think that that is a good sign for the kayak hoodie. I do see the kayak hoodie suffering from the same fate. So at the moment, the kayak hoodie is the least bought item on the top sellers, and that is not actually a surprise in my opinion. I do think out of the 3, it is definitely the best looking hoodie, but I do still see it going under standard store price on the Rust item store. So the $1.45, I don't think that that's going to save the hoodie. And I do think that the hoodie is going to go below $1.45. So for that reason, I'm not going to recommend investing in the hoodie. As for the pants, I actually like the pants. I just wish they didn't have the crotch zipper. I just think it looks ultra ugly, and it would have looked a lot better if it didn't have the zipper on it. So overall for the kayak pants, I'm not really going to recommend investing in these ones either. and that is mainly just because of the zipper. Actually, I just don't like the zipper at all. I think that really puts off the whole vibe of the pants. I do like the overall design of them. Besides that, I think they look pretty cool. The only problem is with the kayak pants, besides the zipper, in my opinion, is that there is already a lot of blue pants on the community market that are way below this standard store price of $1.45. For example, the blue jeans, 12 cents. And another example would be the conspiracy nut pants, which are 62 cents, and there's 176 of them on the community market. I don't think there's even going to be 100 kayak pants on the community market, but I do still see the kayak pants going below the standard store price. So for that reason, I will not recommend investing in the kayak pants for this week either. Right, I'm moving over to the kayak helmet and the kayak vest, both Metal Gear, by the way. So we'll start off with the metal face mask, going for $1.45, both of them. Standard store price for the clothing, which is a good thing in my opinion. So overall, I do see the kayak helmet being semi-pay to win. People are eventually going to get used to it, but as you can see, you can't see any of the metal face over the metal face mask. So that may confuse some newer players, especially when it comes to getting headshots with the Bolty or the L9. Even some other people from a distance mightn't recognize the fact that it's a metal face mask. End of the day, it's definitely going to be a very situational pay to win. So that's why I think it's just semi pay to win. It's not very crazy when it comes to the pay to win situation, but it definitely is something that's going to throw off some people. So that is a plus. Another example of a face mask like this would be the Maniac face mask. And that one is actually basically the reverse of the kayak helmet, where it just shows the bottom half of the helmet instead of the top half, although that does show some of the actual metal face mask, whereas this kayak helmet doesn't show any of the actual metal face mask plating. So I do think this one is going to be a little bit better, besides the fact that it's bright orange, so it's going to be quite easy to see. Speaking of the Maniac face mask, that is also semi-pay to win, but isn't fully pay to win. As I said, very situational, and for that reason, and for the fact that it's only semi-pay to win, it is only 89 cents. There's only 57 on the community market, so there isn't really a very high demand for that skin at all. And someone did recently try and manipulate the market prices for that face mask and failed quite miserably. So it sold for just under $10, a couple of them, and then it went straight back down to the 80 cents or whatever I just said. So overall, the kayak helmet's semi-pay to win. I really don't think it's going to affect much with its pricing at all, but it is definitely a unique metal face mask. It is definitely a meme, especially with that bright orange helmet. So for that reason, I do see potential in it going above $1.45. The only problem is it's currently the third on the top sellers, and the metal face mask skins don't have a crazy high demand unless they're a really standout skin, and I do think this one's going to get forgotten about quite quickly, to be honest. And just under half of the metal face masks are below the standard store price of $1.45. So the metal face masks aren't very safe to invest in usually, just because people already have their own favorite face masks, so they want those instead, or there is already those standout face masks that everyone just wants. I don't think this is going to be one of those standout face masks, and for that reason I'm not going to recommend investing in the kayak helmet for this week. If you are to invest in it, then I wouldn't recommend buying them in bulk, just because I do think the semi-pay to win isn't really going to affect the pricing of it too much. It might over the first couple of weeks, but then after a period of time, I do think that the prices will go back down. So I think it's going to be a short-term investment, not a medium-term investment, and then a long-term investment. So it could be good for a short-term or long-term investment, but as a medium-term investment, I don't think it's going to do anything for you. So for that reason, I'm not going to recommend investing in the kayak helmet, because I personally don't think it's going to make you that much money, if any at all. Right, so moving on to the kayak vest. This is currently the fourth on the top sellers, and it's actually quite a unique looking metal chest plate in my opinion. I do actually think this one's going to perform a little bit better than the face mask. Although at the moment, the metal chest plates really aren't the safest investments to be investing in. So at the moment, a lot of skins going straight from the Rust Item store straight to the community market have been performing quite poorly, and that is mainly due to oversaturation. I do see the kayak vest getting oversaturated. $1.45, I still do see it being a safe investment, just because it is quite a unique and really well made looking metal chest plate. So I still will recommend investing in it, but I don't think it's going to be a good short or medium term investment. I do think it'll be a good long term investment, but I would also recommend, if you want to save a little bit of extra money, I would also recommend to pick it up on the community market with a buy order and then try and flip it from there if you are trying to make the short-term investments. If you want to get it as a play skin, then just pick it up off the community market. It's only $1.45, so there is a plus of it being the center store price. But overall, I don't think it's going to be a good short-term or medium-term investment. I do think it'll be a good long-term investment. So for that reason, I won't recommend investing in it as a short-term item, but I will recommend investing in it for a long-term investment, although I do think there's better skins to be investing in. Alright, I'm moving over to the Life Jacket sleeping bag. This one's going for $2.15, and overall I do think this is actually quite a unique looking sleeping bag. Very well made sleeping bag also in my opinion, and it is currently the third last on the top sellers, so that's definitely a good position for the sleeping bag to be in, not for the skin creator but for investing, just because a lot of the sleeping bags at the moment have been getting majorly oversaturated, like the Winter Scout Forest Camo. Although the Retro Wave sleeping bag is performing quite well so far, going for $3.10 with a quantity of 17. And the Desert Scout sleeping bag has also making you money, going for $2.65 with a quantity of 31. So overall, the last couple of sleeping bags have been either oversaturated or have made you money. I don't think the Life Jacket sleeping bag is going to get oversaturated, so I do think that it should. So I do think for that reason, it should make you money, going for only $2.15, which is the standard store price for sleeping bags. I do see the Life Jacket sleeping bag being a safe investment. As a short-term investment, probably not, just because sleeping bags aren't usually very good short-term investments. But as a medium to long-term investment, I do think the Life Jacket sleeping bag can make you some easy money. So for that reason, I will recommend investing in that for this week. Alright, moving over to the Nautical storage box. This one's going for $2.15, which is also the standard store price for box skins and deployables. Overall, I do think that the box skins, all large wooden box skins, are usually safe investments. So the cheapest to most expensive list on the community market shows that there's only 2 pages out of the 11 of large box skins that are actually below $2.15. So overall, all large box skins should be a relatively safe investment. There is potential of it going down in price, but I don't think the Nautical storage box will get oversaturated. There is a possibility of it going under the value of the Rust item store, but I don't think the Nautical storage box will get oversaturated. So for that reason, there will be a less likely chance of that happening. The only problem it then comes down to is, why should people buy it? So is it going to be a good investment, and is there going to be demand? Overall, I don't think there's going to be a crazy high demand for the Nautical storage box, but I do think there is going to be some role players out there that will like to buy these kind of boat and ocean themed boxes for their boat houses. So for that reason, I will recommend investing in the Nautical storage box. I do think you can make more money, or it will be a safer way to invest if you buy it off the community market with a buy order, just because I do think that the Nautical storage box will go below the standard store price over the next couple of days after it's released on the community market. But overall, I do still see the Nautical storage box being a good and safe long-term investment, as most large wooden box skins are. So for that reason, I will recommend investing in the Nautical storage box for this week, just not as a short-term investment. Alright, just when we thought Shippy had sunken down and become lost treasure that we could all forget about, it is back on the Capitan's AR. So, sorry if you can hear my dog, you probably can. Going for $2.90, standard store price for weapons and tools. The Captain's AR is looking not amazing when it comes to investing, in my opinion. I really don't think that this AK skin is a standout skin at all, and for that reason, and there is quite a lot of AK skins that haven't been performing very well lately, so for that reason I will not recommend investing in the Captain's AR for this week. I don't think it's going to be a safe investment. I don't think it's even going to be a great long-term investment. So, and especially the fact that it's the top seller at the moment, I don't think that the Captain's AR is going to make you any money. I would recommend investing in it on the community market only. I wouldn't recommend picking it up on the Rust item store, unless of course you do want to support the skin creator, which is definitely a good thing to do. But overall, I don't think the Captain's AR is going to make you any money as an investment. It's a good, well-made skin, but I don't think it's going to be a good investment at all. So for that reason, I won't recommend investing in the Captain's AR. Right guys, so this is my cart for this week. I'm not really investing this week. I know I've been saying that a lot lately, and that's because most weeks have been pretty garbage when it comes to actually investing lately. So that's why I've just been buying the skins that I like to collect. I bought a bunch of fish shoes, as you guys can probably see. Now you're probably thinking I just roasted them when it comes to quantity and oversaturation. I'm not really buying these to invest in. I'm probably just going to throw them at my friends as a joke every now and then while we're playing games. So that is probably something I'll do. I'll probably give some away or something. We'll see. As for investments, I did buy one of the Kayak helmets as an extra, and I bought 2 of the extra vests. One of everything else except for the AK. Just don't like it. It's not personally something that I'm into. And I obviously bought 6 fish shoes, so that's going to cost me $21. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and now we'll move over to the topic of the giveaway. So make sure you guys listen close on how to enter that so that you can win yourself a free Opulent set, so that's going to be exciting. Alrighty guys, so last video I talked about a Opulent set that I was going to be giving away, and I got you guys to vote on whether you wanted 1 winner for the whole set or 3 winners for each item. So 1 winner would have been winning the helmet, 1 winner would have been winning the chest, and the 3rd winner would have been winning the kilt. So you guys voted for 1 winner, 1 full set. So I'm going to be doing a Opulent road sign giveaway. So it's going to be the helmet, chest, and the kilt, road sign, and coffee can. So comment down below if you guys use burlap shoes or not. So what you have to do to enter this video is to just comment down below whether you use burlap shoes or not, and also comment what your favorite skin was for this week. Anyone can win, and that is the only rules. The giveaway will be drawn when the next video comes out, and I will draw it in that. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and remember, have a skits one.
Why? 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 Why?